Welcome to this video where I'll show you how to get Astral Sorcery and start using this mod. First off, I'll leave a link to Astral Sorcery in the description. It's basically a mod about stars and astrology. We'll go to Files, then Mod Loader. We might select Forge, or maybe not, as we'd lose beta versions without Forge. Next, we'll choose the version we want. In this case, I want it for 16.5. Click the three buttons and then Get File. You'll need to save this file in a folder. There's the mod, okay? We should save it. Save it in the %appdata% folder. Find it in Windows, in the taskbar. Go to Minecraft and then to the mods folder. If we don't have this folder, right click, select new, then new folder, and name it mod. As you can see, I have Astral Sorcery here, and I needed to get 2 more plugins. For these plugins, click on Astral Sorcery's name, then go to Relate. Here are the mods dependent. For Observer Lib, go to Files, then Mod Loaders, and select 16.5, and download the version with 11.1 million downloads. For Curiosipy, do the same. Forge, all versions, scroll to 16.5. Once you have all mod versions, make sure you have Forge, okay? You'll need Forge software for 16.5 too, alright? Get it from the official MinecraftForge.net website. That's it, now you have the mod installed. To check, press it. You should see a box to change pages and view Astral Sorcery. To start the mod, we'll need a luminous crafting table. For this, we need to find a rock crystal and a crafting table. How do we find a rock crystal? We'll need to locate a structure called an ancient shrine, which looks like this. This structure contains a crystal inside. When I say inside, I mean literally. Let's go down here, trying not to flood it. As you can see, we placed the crafting table right under. It needs to be nighttime, so let's set it to midnight. Important, if it doesn't work, we need to uncover all the top parts. Let's remove the water, clear all blocks above. We'll remove the water source, and there you have it. Our crafting table has transformed into a luminous crafting table, as you just saw. How do you get aquamarine? This mineral is actually pretty easy to find. It's on the surface, and as you can see, it's basically sand, right? I think if I use a shovel, it can be broken. Let's see. Yep, there it is. So where can we find it? Well, it's found in sandy areas like deserts or near rivers. I've noticed it's not here because this area was generated before the mod, but I've seen it mostly on beaches and areas with sand near water. That's where aquamarine generates, so that's where we should look for it. How do you obtain rock crystals? It's this element here, mined with a pickaxe. We use it to craft tools, like rock crystal tools. As you can see, I've gathered quite a few. Each has unique enchantment. Combining them merges all their effects together. Swords with 2 crystals can reach level 6 picks, and axes with 3 can reach level 9. How do we find this mineral? We need to use the resonating wand. This wand, besides its many other uses, shows white particles where we can find a rock crystal. I suggest moving far to load a new map area, like here for example. As you can see, when loading a new map area, astral things appear like these rock crystals. Here we have a structure. Also, depending on your shaders, some things might not load. Now we'll just descend to find the rock crystal. As you go down, rock crystals emit particles, but you might not see them in this view. Let's see. Oh, you won't see them. Oh wait, you can see them. So your only task is to keep descending. Always be careful, of course. You can hold the wand in your left hand, no problem. Where you see the glitter, that's where the mineral is, okay? There it is. As you can see, it's a very simple process. For the resolving one, you just need aquamarine, an underpell, and 2 marble. Super easy, that's it. How does the resonating wand work? This tool here has many uses. First, it can find materials like rock crystals when generating new terrain. It's tricky right now. At night, it's much easier to see. With this wand, we should see white particles in new terrain. There they are, white particles from the resonating wand. If we go down, we'll find rock crystals. Another important use is for creative mode. For example, with a Starlight crafting altar, right-click to see what's missing. As you know, each mod element has its own structure, or rather, each tool does. It tells you what to do. In creative, crouch and right-click to fill it automatically. Otherwise, use the Astral Tome for all structure info. For those who missed the video, where I'll show you how to use Looking Glass. This tool helps you find constellations in the night sky. Right now, I haven't explored any constellations, so I'll start scanning the sky. Eventually, I'll come across some stars that stand out from the rest, such as these ones here, okay? These stars here, for example, form the Avitus constellation. That's it. We'll grab the constellation paper. Using the constellation paper, we're going to discover the Avitus constellation. Once we've found the Avitus constellation, we can connect the dots between the different stars, just like they do in the actual constellation. When we connect the dot, there it is. The Avitus constellation form. That's the one right there. It appeared, and that's how Looking Glass. How to get or find constellation scrolls? Well, we can find these in all kinds of lit structures, but the best places to look are in the mod's specific structures, like the ancient shrine, where chests are usually, if I recall correctly. Well, I remembered that wrong. Generally, if there are chests, they're under the pyramid. I'm going to look for another structure. I don't like this one. Let's search for a small shrine, for example. That's another structure here. Let's see if there's a chest. There's a chest under the pillar. I guess it's about probability. There we have it. As you can see when opening it, we've got 2 constellation papers. So that's how easy it is to find constellation paper. It's simply about exploring and searching for chests. For those who missed the video where I'll show you how to use the looking glass, this tool helps you find constellations in the night sky. Right now, I haven't explored any constellations, so I'll start scanning the sky. Eventually, I'll come across some stars that stand out from the rest, such as these ones here. Okay, these stars here, for example, form the Avitas constellation, I believe. Let's see. We'll grab the constellation paper. Using the constellation paper, we're going to discover the Avitas constellation. Once we've found the Avitas constellation, we can connect the dots between the different stars, just like they do in the actual When we connect the dots, there it is. The Avitas constellation form. That's the one right there. Got to see, it appears there, and that's how the looking glass works. Here's how nocturnal powder works. This essence here, it's a bit tricky to use, but what it does is, if we right-click on the ground with it, it creates this area here, all these particles and such. Basically, it's an area where hostile mobs will start to spawn. Very temporary. As you can see, only a limited number of mobs appear, and that's what nocturnal powder does. How does the cave illuminator work? This tool here, got it? Basically, you place it and it starts lighting up everything below, all the caves underneath. And honestly, it works. See how they're lit up, right? Everything's lit with these dots. See? I think you can remove these dots manually if they bother you. Let's see. Yep, you can break it, okay? But the cave illuminator lights up a pretty big area near the block. Got it? So yeah, the crafting recipe is just this one here. It's a bit of an advanced recipe, but it's not bad at all. How does the light well work? This tool is made using the luminous crafting technique. We need a rock crystal, aquamarine, and marble. This well basically transforms different elements. For example, if I put in netherrack, it'll turn into lava, as you can see in the final result. If I add aquamarine, it'll become liquid starlight, basically an astral liquid. It does the same with rock crystals and turns ice into water. That's essentially what the light well does. Also, if we charge it with energy from a crystal collector, it should fill with liquid starlight. Here are different recipes for things we can use to get astral liquid. I should mention I saw this energy thing in a tutorial. It hasn't worked well for me, but I believe it's true. That's all there is to it. How do you get liquid starlight? This liquid here, basically, components are quite interesting because when it touches water, it turns it into ice. There you have it. It also transforms lava when it touches it. I can't remember into what, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. It turns it into sand. There you go. Instant sand generator. It's quite an interesting component. How can we obtain it? To get it, we need to make a light well. It's this element we're looking at here. It's crafted with the mod's first crafting table, which is the luminous crafting table. There it is. We need to put aquamarine or a rock crystal in it. I recommend aquamarine. It's much cheaper. You can obviously put many other things in it, like any type of crystal. Celestial, resonating gems, and pricier stuff. But since you can use aquamarine found on beaches, I'd go with aquamarine. Then use a bucket. Right click and collect it. Welcome to a new video where I'll show you how to store fluid and automate its collection. In vanilla Minecraft, if we place a dispenser with a lever, it won't work as intended, okay? It won't let us do it. So, how can we automate the collection of this liquid? Well, I recommend using a new mod, obviously, such as immersive engineering, okay? I'm not sure if it's available for 1.16.5, but it is, okay? We've featured immersive engineering on the channel before, and it has fluid tank. So what you do is move the liquid with fluid pipe, okay? You store it in a fluid tank, and that's it, okay? This would be one way to automate the process. Like immersive engineering, there are many other mods, okay? I'm just mentioning it. I won't do it here as it involves combining different mods in one video and I don't want to complicate things, but know that it can be done. How do you get infused wood in Astral Sorcery? Well, infused wood is quite useful for that. You might ask, what for? Why not just say, I want infused wood? Well, to craft a phosic resonator, or that's it. Seems that's all it's used for. To get it, just toss an oak log into Starlight liquid. When you return, it'll be infused wood. Simple as that. How does the phosic resonator work? Basically, at night, you'll see areas colored in blue. These glowing blue trails you see here are redundant. If I remove the phosic resonator, they'll disappear. These are zones with higher astral power, ideal for rituals and using light wells to achieve greater effects and efficiency. Rituals are more powerful in these blue zones, which boost effectiveness. As you can see, they're common. There's one here, another there. Not hard to find at all. How to identify resonance areas with the phosic resonator. Basically, we should focus on these blue zones when holding the phosic resonator, alright? These blue zones are essentially areas of resonance where our energy will be stronger. All we need to do is hold it. If they don't appear, it's probably due to shaders, okay? I recommend removing shade. As you can see, it makes sense that stars and particles have more impact when visible, right? For instance, this area would be intense. This zone is massive. It's huge, just incredible. It might cause some lag due to the numerous particles. which is normal. As I said, if you can't see it, just turn off the shaders and you're good. How does this astral relay tool work? Basically, it's useful for many things, okay? It has many uses, like crafting with the altar, right? It cancels immediate attuning and is crafted on the luminous table. One thing it does, for example, is provide energy, okay? If I take a glass, it's automatically done or clean. We need to build a whole structure. Let's see. Let's check the recipe for the structure, just like that. You'd make that structure, clean it, but it adds power to the astral. The luminous table also unifies constellations that were here before. These points form a constellation. Let's maximize to see if it appears. Well, the constellation doesn't show up because it's not in the sky, right? Because there's nothing here. It's used for advanced crafting, like with the Iridescent altar. How do you connect multiple astral relays to your table? As you can see, they're connected here. If I break this astral relay now, you'll see the intensity drop. There it goes. This way we can have infinite energy without needing to connect. It's true that crystals generate lots of energy, but they're costs. Maybe by connecting a bunch of astral relays. The method I found is making an altar, doing it right. When I say doing it right, I mean building an astral relay. Our relic altar needs 1 salty marble, 4 marble art, 4 chiseled marble. Then place the astral relay, add a glass lens, and energy flows to the luminous crafting table. This is how I found to connect multiple astral relays. Just keep building them, that's about it. How does the Starlight crafting altar work? Here's the luminous crafting table. You craft it with a rock crystal, some marble, and a few other things. This item is quite interesting as it allows us to upgrade the altar and more. It gives access to various wands, and even the men altar tunnel provides many important tools to progress in the mod, like crystal lenses. To use it, I recommend getting the resonating one. I'll explain what to do, but let's place this tool here and right click. Now we can see the whole structure. Let's raise it a bit. If I right click now, it's red because I haven't built the base yet. So if we right click, it shows us what blocks we need to use. You can see the blocks here. As you can see, this is a marble block, this is a marble brick block, and this would be a black block. Okay, now if we're in creative mode, we right click and it shows us the whole shape. I'll specify what you need, some soti marble to make this initial shape, and put marble bricks here. You might wonder what's underneath. It's chiseled marble, always the same pattern. Under columns and pillars, use chiseled marble, and on top too. Once you have that base, use marble arch around it. We'll remove these blocks. To check if everything worked well, under this block there's also black and we'll have a grey bar, okay? To make the bar function, we need the archival attraction midnight boom bar. There, as you can see, it'll charge with astral energy. Then we can try charging it with astral relays or the linking tool, etc. using different rock crystals, whatever we prefer, but this is the foundation for operating the crafting altar. How can we get better results from the Starlight crafting altar? For this altar, it's crucial that we work at night to harness astral power. Another way to boost astral power is using a fossil resonator and placing our altar in bluish area. Let's put our altar in such an area and see what happens. We'll go all out with stars 2 for the full combo. Let's find it. We'll place it here. Now let's open the interface and check our astral power. It's significantly higher. Here it reaches the bottom slot, and over here it goes much further. It's just opened up this whole ceiling area under my curve. We should also be able to use astral relay. Let's give it a try. We'll place a soti marble arch, there it is. Now we put the chiseled marble and an astral relay here. See how the astral relay emits energy charging our Starlight crafting altar. Let's place another one with the exact same pattern. Now we should have the astral nearly fully charged. We just need a 3rd or 4th one to max it out, and that's how we can fully charge our altar. How does the telescope work? This tool will be discovering, or rather unlocking, with the Starlight crafting altar. This tool serves one purpose: to discover new constellations. To find them, I'll remove all my progress, okay? Astral sorcery, reset right now. I reset my progress, and now we'll see how to find constellations. Let's take a look. The larger stars form a constellation, which is this one here. I can't remember its name. Evitas, I think. As you can see, I can't detect the constellation. Why is that? Well, it's because I don't have the constellation paper. Once I have Evitas's constellation paper, I can connect the dot, and now the Evita's constellation form. Why would we need a telescope for this? Well, instead of resetting, let me maximize and grab the mod book, which isn't here. If I open the Astral Tom book, I'll see different constellation levels in the constellation set. These are the basic ones, okay? These are more advanced, and the further right we go, the more advanced they get. So we'll need better resources, right? The telescope unlocks certain constellations we couldn't access before, because the telescope can. Sorry, not the telescope. The telescope can, but the looking glass can't find them, okay? Because looking glass is for a lower level. There's another level after the telescope, just so you know, to clear things up. But we find this level much later, Endgame level, which is this one here. What's this called? The observatory, right? It's this one here. So, when using a telescope to identify new constellations, it's crucial to note that you'll need constellation papers before finding. If you don't have them, and I reset now, I only have Evita. I have the telescope here because I stored it earlier. I'm going to reset. As you can see, I now have no information at all. Evitas is clearly here. It's this constellation I found. How can we find it? Well, mainly because these stars are much larger than the others. Right now, Avitus is drawn, but it's not being detected. That's because I haven't discovered it yet. Once I use the constellation paper for Avitus, it's easily found and we can access it. How does the crystal lens work? The crystal lens basically distributes energy, okay? Or rather, it redirects energy. I think it doesn't give more energy, just redirects it. A crystal lens is like a repeater. Also, these types of rays we see can theoretically be redirected with the crystal lens. I haven't managed to do it, though I've tried. I have a sample here. This one shoots rays, but I've set up crystal lens to bounce them back. Unsure if it worked. I don't think it helped much, but oh well. Theoretically, it should be possible. So yeah, the crystal lens just redirects energy. So how can we redirect energy? Basically, we take a crystal lens and a linking tool, then place the crystal lens. We right-click the collector crystal or power generator in your structure, okay? Then right-click the crystal lens, and there you go. Alright, as you can see, energy is now sent to the crystal lens. Now, to send it from the crystal lens to the power, we do it like this, okay? To deselect this tool, move a slot in the hotbar. You'll see stop linking appear, and that's how it's done. So, how does the linking tool work? Not for transferring energy from one place to another, right? For example, let's say we want to take energy from this crystal collector and send it directly to the table instead of through these crystals. We start by right-clicking on the crystal collector. This would be energy point 1 and energy point 2 would be where the energy goes, right? We'll right-click here to directly charge the energy. Let's say we're out of Buddha and the crystal connector is still pointing energy here. We right-click on the crystal collector and all the energy being used will stop being directed as we go. How to maximize production with the linking tool? Basically, to maximize production with a Starlight crafting altar, you'd want to use star relays with glass lenses, then place the Soti marble here, followed by 4 marble arch blocks, as we see, this type of marble, and then chiseled marble. This way we'd have energy. But if we want to use the linking tool, we'd first need a crystal. Collector crystals can be obtained, or rather, found in astral structure. So assuming we've placed this structure under the crystal, we'd right-click the crystal and then point at the table. This would start linking and we'd begin to get energy. The astral, okay? As I said, lenses are best. That's what I'd recommend using. The level isn't rising here, probably because it's already fully optimized. But for this ritual pedestal with a crystal vial, collector crystals are using the energy. There's a celestial collector crystal. If I break this, all that energy is lost. It's not working there because it's already fully charged. The pedestal's like, alright kid, time. I'll link it and you'll see it charge up. How do you get star metal? To get star metal, you'll need the linking tool, a collector crystal, and some iron. Take the iron, place the collector crystal nearby, then right click with the linking tool on the iron. If you see particles, it's working. That's how you obtain star metal. How do we get a collector crystal? Just find an astral sorcery structure with the crystal. The linking tool recipe is simple as shown here. How does the star metal cutting tool work? This tool, as its name suggests, is used to cut star metal. The issue is that often people don't know how to use it, so you need to craft or obtain star metal ore. Melt the star metal ore to get a star metal ingot as shown. To get star metal, we basically need a crystal collector, right click, link it to an iron block, and it'll start transforming into star metal in just a matter of seconds. While it transforms, throw the ingot and left click with the tool as if attacking. Left click on the item to get the dust. So to get the stardust, basically what we need is to take an iron block, have a crystal collector, link the crystal collector to the iron one, take star metal, melt it, get an ingot and have a star metal coding tool, which is crafted like this, using an ingot, throw the star metal ingot, left click as if attacking, and there's the dust. How does the celestial altar work? Basically, you craft it with 2 aquamarine shards, any chiseled crystal, and a star metal ingot. It has its own unique features, alright? Well, it's used to level up the iridescent altar, but also to craft a crystal collector. Not bad for crafting all kinds of lenses, right? We even have the prisms, you know, a few ones and such. We've got a triple. Interesting. Here we'd have the trivial one. How does this celestial altar function? It's very simple. What we need to do is basically take this, okay? I'll raise it a bit so you can see the structure and replicate it with the right block. Just copy the blocks, right click with the resonating wand, and it shows what blocks we need. Got it? Now we're in creative mode. Let's crouch and right click again to see all the blocks, okay? Basically, we'll use shot and marble block. This black Sony marble extends 3 blocks on each side. For the floor, we'll use marble with marble in the corners. Got it? In all corners, we'll sink marble breaks, marble bricks, and marble brick. On the outside, we'll use marble brick. The block at the bottom is regular marble. We'll put it in each corner, then 2 marble pillars and a specialized chisel. How does the tree beacon work? I have an example here, let me make it clearer. We'll grab a tree beacon, different saplings, and bone meal for a quick demo. Just to let you know, the tree beacon is quite slow. I'll see if I can change that. Let's try /game rule random tick speed and set it to 1000. Let's see. What I just did is random tick speed should be faster now, but it seems indifferent. It doesn't seem to care much. It's supposed to make everything run fast, increasing random tick speed, but it's not working well. Maybe Astral Sorcery would work better with some tweaks. I'll start growing trees inside the tree beacon. As you can see, the tree beacon grows trees. In fact, some have already grown. Perfect. Maybe it is working. As you can see, it's starting to absorb energy. Hard to see with all this ugly green. Let's see if we can... All the trees are growing now. There might be a tree limit. This one grew without. If the tree... Let's check this one. Yes, there's a tree limit. Okay, cool. There's a limit of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what this starts to do, as you can see, it's dropping wood. The beacon mine and replants logs automatically. See the wood dropping everywhere? That's what it does. An automatic wood farm, just add Trivicon. How does the celestial gateway work? Well, this element here needs me to use a resonating one. Let's analyze the structure so you can use it. Let's see, I'll put it up here. I'll put it up here and we'll set up the structure. Let's see. There it is. That's the structure. The structure is basically a 5x5 of sooty marble surrounded by marble art. In the corners, we'll place ruined marble and on top engraved marble. That's basically the structure. So how does this work? Basically, you enter here, and as you can see, this little star appears. Let's go to this little star. Now I'll show you how to do it all. Why do I see this little star? I see this star because this is a portal. The problem is, it's not like the nether portal. In the nether, you make a portal, enter, and it auto-links. But here, you have to link it yourself. These two are close, so I'll count them as one. No problem. But what we need to do is create one here, and for example, one here. Boom, we've created it here. Now that I'm here, as you can see, 2 stars appear. One for that portal there, and another for that portal over there. Fun fact, you can change the color and even the name. If we rename the Celestial Gateway, we can give it a new name. To travel, just right click, hold it, and off you go. It's that simple. So how do you travel between locations using the Celestial Gateway? Well, basically you just enter it, okay? We ensure there are different points, like one here and another there. Once inside, you'll see yellow stars. Just go to one, hold right click, and you'll teleport there. How does the traversal wand work? In survival mode, we'd have the traversal wand. As you can see, there's a cooldown for magic power regeneration. It regenerates on its own, don't worry. As you can see, it regenerates quite quickly. I'll set it today to show slower daytime regenerate. It's this moving blue line. How does it work? It basically has 2 modes. Dash mode. Press to dash like a Riptide Trident in rain. The other mode, Blink, activates with right click. Blink mode uses up all the green energy zone, and Blink mode teleports you. How far does it teleport? Well, it teleports you this far. I think Blink mode is more like Ender Pearl, and the other mode is like Riptide. Dash mode is better, using much less energy. Dash mode is actually quite overpowered, but that's up to personal preference. How does the Impulsion Wand work? Well, the Impulsion Wand, as you can see, has an energy bar at the bottom. The blue part is, it's the part that the green part is what we'll use from the energy bar. The energy bar recharges much faster at night than during the day. Basically, the Impulsion Wand will shoot a ball, okay? Wherever the ball connects, that's where we'll go. Can we use this to do something like this? Yes, let's see. You can grab on here, even hang if you want, unless... Well, it takes practice, as you can see, but you can do it, okay? There it is. You can climb up this way. It's possible, it's just... That's what I wanted. Swinging is just about practice. Remember, in survival mode, full damage applies, okay? Be careful. That's about it. How does the formation wand work? This wand lets you build forward using blocks from your inventory. Let's take dirt as an example. I'll switch to survival and select this block as a sample. Here, I'm telling it to build with diamond blocks and dirt. It builds in a straight line. It filled with dirt, but not diamond blocks since I don't have any. We can build from here with this one. We can tell it to build up towards me and there. Now I have this path I can walk on and go down. That's how the formation wand works, like Bedrock's forward building, but with a twist. How does the conversion wand work? Basically, as you can see, this one converts elements into others. Let's select the stone here. Now it'll turn this stone into stone and coal, as I've selected these two. So right now I have, if I point at the sky and crouch, I can change the affected size like 11x. This works only if we have the materials in our inventory. If we don't have them, it won't work. It works for me because I'm in creative mode. That's all there is to it. How does once lighting work? Basically, this one either makes a block transparent or lights up the area. The transparency illuminates things. Or are you placing them? There's a limit to fluorescent lights, right? Each light uses energy, and they're particles that can cause lag, so keep that in mind. How does the attunement altar work? As you can see, it's currently fine. What I'm doing is self-improvement. I'll show you how to do it and how it works. But basically, we need to build a structure like this one. Structure is in the astral book, and this improvement will start automatically. This upgrade allows us to max out our character and unlock astral sorcery experience level. And there we have it. All right, how can we achieve this? Well, we basically need the astral relay, and we need to place an attunement altar. We'll also need a wand, a resonant ink wand. We click once, and it shows us the whole structure. And what we'll need, now we take a constellation
constellation paper, like I write if Visio is in the sky, which I'm not sure about. Let's go to Visio is this one here. Visio's in the sky. That one there. If Visio's in the sky, here to us. See, now I put it in my left hand, and it appears where it appears. We need to place different astral relays. Place astral relays at the points where this energy shows up. Once we've placed them all, they'll connect on their own. You have got this now. Now we got it. We can remove the constellation.
Potential issues when using the attunement altar. First, not getting the constellation to appear important. Try to use basic constellations such as Vicchio or other simple constellations like Discidia, Armada, or Evita. For example, try to stick with these four. Don't go beyond. Starting with more complex visions may lead to missing pieces we haven't unlocked. For example, constellation paper, I'll destroy this. No problem, I've never destroyed one before, so I'm not sure of side effects, but there are none. We put the paper in our left hand. Important, it must face the sky. If not facing up or sky blocked, it won't work. Attunement altar must face sky directly at night. The constellation in our left hand, Vicchio here, must be in the sky, visible, and we must find it with telescope or otherwise, but we must find it. Then place astral relays at different points. Now, you shouldn't have issues if done correctly. How does the skill tree work in Astral Sword? Well, it's quite simple. As you can see here, we have experience levels that we can gain by using various mod features. Basically, we just right click and select Perk. Here we can choose from different branches. I started with Abortio. It's the one I have active based on how you maximize through the attunement altar. In this case, I must have maximized with Abortio. That's why it starts here. But basically, how does this work? Well, there are different branches you can link to. Depending on which branch you choose, you'll start in one or another. For example, if you start in Gelu, you'll get plus 2% effectiveness in Perk. If you start in Abortio, you'll get plus 1 read. With Rude Decidia, you'll get 10% more damage and 10% more special damage. Armara gives you 20% more armor. In Vicchio, you'll get 10% more speed. Evitas gives you plus 2 maximum health. So how does it work? Well, you click here, it picks up normally, and you keep clicking, deciding what you want to improve. Like in a now, if we look here, I type speed, for example, I'll see all the speed related ones, all the ones that boost my speed. In this case, it's mining speed. Here, it's attack speed. I type reach. Here, I see all the ones that improve reach. Well, that's about it. That's how the skill tree works. You just level up and keep improving that. If you're about to use the tuner in Benaltar, as you know, depending on which constellation you choose here, then in the perks, you'll end up in one place or another. I ended up in Abortio because I maximized with the Abortio rune. But which one's the best? Basically, it depends on the mod pack you're playing. But there are some interesting points. It also depends a bit on how skilled a player you are. The Vice one, with extra movement speed, is incredibly powerful. Also, on the left, you can increase reach and boost movement speed again. It's pretty interesting. Having more health depends on how bad you are at playing. If you're really bad, you can add a bit of health. 20% armor is all 20% more armor, especially if you're playing with mods with overpowered armor having 20% above 60 armor points, while normal Minecraft has about 20 points. An armor with 60 points is incredibly strong. Here you're adding 2 health added regard. Here you're adding 20% to the total. In Minecraft, adding 2 health or 20% armor is the same. In vanilla Minecraft, yes, but with mods, 20% more armor is usually more effective. If mod tools are stronger than vanilla, it'll always be more effective than Avitar. So I'd always choose between Evitus and Armara. I'd almost always pick Armara. Then we have Sever, which gives us more damage, much more, 10% more damage. Once again, we're back to the same point. We're talking in relative terms about the total damage. If we're dealing 50 damage points with a custom modded tool, adding 10% is excessive. Plus, this obviously improves attack. I'd go with Vice. If I played regular Minecraft, I'd choose Vice. Aleth Riches isn't bad. It might be interesting if you're more into build. For PvP, more range isn't that overpowered. Builders might find this useful. But if you're playing regular Minecraft, Vice is always the safe bet. For a tankier build, go Armara. For assassins or warriors, choose Dethief. How can we progress in the constellations? As you can see, I'm level 40 here. I reached this using Dark Mages and Creative Rebel with this command. /Astral Sorcery XP. Enter your name and the XP amount you want. The max level is 40, as you can see. But how can we gain experience to progress in the skill tree? Okay, without needing to use creative mode. Right? I did it a bit messily, but the proper way for us to progress is by using the mods tools, okay? That's how you gain XP. Use mod tools, perform rituals, play with the mods mechanic. As you craft items, obtain dark metal, use one, and so on. You'll keep gaining experience, okay? Once you have XP, go to Perk. Pick your path and start improving without issues, as we're seeing, okay? And that's how we can progress simple. How do you reset the skill tree?
Basically, we use a shifting star. What it does is reset our skill tree. I used it there. Yawn light fades, and so on. And I've literally lost even the perk. So I'd have to max out again by going here. Well, let's see if I can get out of this. I won't be able to get out, will I? There are other types of stars, like the Iridescent star for advanced players, okay? From different constellations. Got it? This is advanced crafting for the iridescent altar. The shifting star is made like this with simpler crafting, so just keep that in mind. You can use an irradiant star like this one here, okay? This one, I'm not sure where it leads, but you can use it and your light vanishes, okay? And it catches me in Avitus. As you can see, I've lost all levels. If you use irradiant stars, you won't lose any levels.
How do you get a dynamism gem? It's this gem right here. These dynamism gems are sockets we can place in the skill tree. To craft them, we need liquid rock crystal and illumination powder. First, we add the liquid. Oops, my apologies. All right, let's try this. I'll put in liquid, add rock crystal, then illumination powder. Let me redo that. Sorry for the mistake. Energy starts appearing, which will form a crystal cluster. We'll need to let this crystal cluster grow for a while. There we have it. It needs to grow large enough. It takes time, but once it's fully grown, you break. How can we equip ourselves with gems? Let's say we've upgraded our perk. Now we'll look for a socket. Here, for example, I have a socket, right? I'm level 40 and have 40 points available. I'm going to start customizing. I upgrade, and finally reach the empty socket. How can we use an empty socket here? Well, as you can see in the inventory, I have this blue gem. Right click the empty socket, left click, and the gem's equipped. It's done through the skill tree and leveling up. So how does the sealing sigil work? Well, it's used when we've improved a skill we no longer want. For example, let's say we're bothered by, well, there's no improvement that would bother us, but let's suppose we don't want the extra 0.5 speed anymore. What we do is place this sealing sigil where we don't want that improvement. It's a bit silly, I admit, but it's not letting me because somehow right click is linked to closing the book. So yeah, it's pretty silly to use, but it cancels effects on the skill tree. How does the shifting star work? Basically, the shifting star resets our skip tree, right? It completely wipes it, even removing experience. As you can see, it's gone. To enchant a crystal with a constellation, we'll need to use the Attunement altar. Let's take a normal rock crystal and go to the Attunement altar. For example, throw the crystal at this Attunement altar like I just did. This one has the Evokio branch, I think. So it's that one over there. I'm not sure if it's Evocio's or which one it is. The crystal will be enchanted with that branch. As you can see, I have another one here. Don't ask me which one it is. How do we do that? Well, I already have a video explaining it, so I won't repeat myself. Place the Attunement altar, build the structure, get a paper with one of these constellations, choose Evokio or Evita, hold it in your left hand, and the points will appear on the ground. Put astral relays where the points are, and that's it. Then throw the crystal, and as you see, it's enchanted with Evokio. Done. If we want to upgrade a rock crystal to a celestial crystal for the celestial crystal collector, we'd need to take Starlight liquid, add the rock crystal, and throw in some stardust. It'll start emitting particles, as we can see here. After a while of particle emission, the crafting process will complete. It becomes a celestial crystal. Now we need to energize it by connecting it and wait for it to charge and grow. To speed up growth, I've placed star metal ore underneath. This helps it charge faster. Otherwise, just be patient until it reaches its maximum size. What's the difference between crystals? Okay, there are various crystals we can enchant with different constellations. The main difference between a normal crystal and a celestial crystal is power. Celestial crystals are much more potent, giving us significantly more light power when connected to an altar. However, if we use a normal crystal and link it to a pedestal ritual, right? This crystal here is associated with Avitas, which gives us regeneration 2. Got it? Each crystal has unique effects. The Vice crystal lets you fly in an area. Didia creates a mob damaging zone. Armada gives defense and pushes mobs. Evitas heals and speeds up crop growth. Divorce reveals nearby blocks. There are many more constellations, okay? If you want to check out the other effects, go ahead. Just remember, you need a ritual to activate them. How does a pedestal ritual work? We take it, find the one, and get the resonating one. First, I'll talk about the structure itself. This is the structure, as you can see. Just this marble, I'll break it in a moment. Chiseled marble in center, extend 3 blocks for marble brick. Put marble between blocks, alternating, then marble brick like this. Finally, we surround it all with the marble art. Once we have this, we need to assign it crystal power. We do this with crystals and a linking tool. We place crystals here, select one, and link it. Now they're linked. Next, we need to place a crystal. Let's get a crystal with a constellation, which does its thing. We'll use Borchio. Mines nearby block. Place Borchio's crystal. It'll start mining nearby block. How can we see the rate? By using the Dominic resonator in green. There it is. This red zone is where the pedestal ritual effect. Zone was bigger, it'd break blocks closer to it. That's how the pedestal ritual works. How does the ritual anchor work? Let's assume we have a ritual pedestal. We've already explained it in another video, so I won't go into detail. The ritual anchor takes effects from a ritual pedestal. For example, this pedestal has a Borchio crystal, which breaks nearby block. Look, it just stopped. I removed. Well, I hope it starts again soon. So we take a ritual anchor and transfer effects from one point to another. The ritual anchor must be placed above. See? It's breaking blocks again. Let's move this up. It needs to be at a specific height. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th block. It has to be on the 6th block, so let's go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th block. We place the ritual anchor here. As you can see, energy flows directly to the ritual anchor. Now we place the next one here. How do we link them? Well, that's a great question. Let's check it out, as I'm not entirely sure. We'll take the linking tool, right click on the ritual anchor, and then right click on the pedestal. Now we select one ritual anchor, then the other, and voila, the link. So the mining effect we set up here will now start working over there. The same goes for the regeneration effect we have here. It's not active here anymore, see? No regeneration here. But if I go to this ritual anchor over here, I've got it. That's how it works, basically acting like a repeat. How does the Starlight Infuser work? We'll need a resonating wand and a Starlight Infuser, which we'll craft. So let's do it like this. Here's the structure. I'll place the structure again, but a bit higher so you can see all the blocks clearly. There are all the blocks, okay? We should put the blocks in the center. A lapis block, runette, marble. This would be marble. You can find the build in the book. In the corners, chiseled marble, marble pillar, runette marble, and a lapis block, remember? The infuser uses fuel, which is liquid. We have to put the liquid in these corners. It doesn't need to be full, but we'll fill it anyway. So what can the Starlight Infuser do? It uses liquid to, for example, turn one ancient debris into 2 netherite scrap. For example, an aquamarine for a resonating gem. Typical thing you'll do often is, for instance, an aquamarine for a resonating gem, like the second one you made. The others are a bit. So what you do is place the aquamarine and then might need a crystal, as I don't see any particles. This mod usually shows particles during a process, so let's try to give it some exposed to moonlight. Or let's give it power. Right click with the resonating wand and there it is, no crystal. Now it'll start to transform. And there we have our resonating gem. Not sure why it dropped names the same. Looks like. How can we use less liquid starlight with a starlight infusion? It's nearly impossible to never use 100% of it, but I've found some methods like ensuring the infuser has a clear view of the sky for maximum power charge. You could also use a resonator and build in an area with particles and red. This might improve liquid starlight efficiency and reduce weight. I've seen advice about having the structure built correctly. I'm not sure what they mean by that. Maybe you can use the infuser without... Let me try something. Nope, I don't really get what they mean. Perhaps you can use this with liquid, with half a structure, you know? I'll break some pillars here. I'll put everything in liquid and break some pillars. Let's see if it works. I doubt it, but worth a try. Okay, right click. No, see? It complains about missing. There it is, missing construction. So make sure the entire structure is complete. That's about it, okay? Beyond these tips, there's not much else to do. How do you obtain a celestial crystal? We'll need liquid starlight, a rock crystal, and stardust. Place liquid starlight, drop in rock crystal and stardust. Purple particles will appear. After a while, these purple particles will form a crystal cluster. This crystal cluster grows faster with a collector crystal, but it'll grow regardless. Mine grows quicker as my random tick speed is 1000. How to know it's fully grown? Simply place a block next to it. If they're the same height, it's fully grown. To get the celestial crystal, just take a pickaxe and break the cluster. Once broken, you'll obtain the celestial crystal, which is this tool here. With the celestial crystal, all we need to do is craft it. For some reason, I can't get the crafting to work, but I checked the wiki, and basically you can get the corrector crystal from the celestial crystal, which is what we have now, and it already includes one of the constellations. That's how it is. Basically, we need to build a 5x6x5 structure with these blocks, ensuring the 3x3 area in the center around the celestial crystal is there. Theoretically, this is how you craft it. In a celestial altar, for some reason I don't understand, the celestial altar doesn't seem to work at all. I really don't get it. Utility. Now it shows up. Perfect. Here's the crafting recipe. I swear it doesn't appear with a celestial altar. Let's see how it doesn't show up. Celestial altar, I select it, nothing appears. See? Well, when selecting celestial altar, it does appear. There it is. There you have the celestial corrector crystal crafting. Simple as that. How do we get the iridescent altar? For that, we'll need a resonating wand. We'll also craft the iridescent altar using this recipe here, made through the celestial altar. Now, its structure is a bit more complex, so we'll examine it closely. To make it clear what to do, let's build it together. We'll need Scotty marbles, which form the same base. We place 3 blocks on each side with Scotty marbles, including the bottom block. Then we add marble bricks around the edge, leaving corners empty for marble. Next, put Scotty marbles on top of the corner. In each corner, place a runed marble, 2 marble pillars, a chiseled marble, and then create this shape where we put marble bricks like this. Here, there, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's the completed structure. How does it work? Well, it works like any other altar. As you can see, this one has very little. One way to increase base energy is to use a fossil red. When held, it shows blue areas where there's more energy. That's one. Another is to connect celestial. Use a linking tool to connect. Let's see if this works directly. I'm not sure. Remember, too many nearby reduces efficiency. Better spaced out, but you can see it charge. It add more and more and more. Again, the closer they are, the less efficient. It's increasing now. This is one approach. Another. Ensure it's night and facing the sky. A bit more, right? Creating the iridescent altar and others gives us various lenses, like the spectral lens. So How does each one work? Let's start with the spectral lens. We place this lens on a crystal lens and it allows energy to pass through. As we see here, celestial energy from the crystal collector passes through block. That's its problem. How does the push lens work? The push lens basically pushes objects and items. Let's place a push lens and grab a link. I'll aim here. As you can see, it pushes me. The beam isn't visible. It needs updating. I can update it. Let's see if the beam appears. Can't see it, but it's put. I stand here. What does the ignition lens do? Well, this lens basically burns anything in its path. Got it? Let's aim the light there. It emits light, and if you stand here, you'll start burning. See? That's what the ignition lens does. It creates a break lens, which you put on a glass lens. Basically, it breaks blocks, right? I don't really want to break blocks. Let's put it here on stone. Sorry, okay? We'll set up the technology. We'll use the linking tool to clear this block. As you see, it mine. Let's see if we can oxidize. Only one way to find out. Install it with cane power. Going to place bedrock. Not sure if it can handle. Seems to be struck. Let's try blocks that are harder to mine. Maybe 100 bridge. Look, it finally mined it. Or it takes a while, right? It broke stone quickly. Easy block. Stone breaks, or it might take as long. I won't wait. But it creates the growth length lens, which basically makes crops grow fast. So if I put a back coupling here, you can see it starts receiving particles. Theoretically, this will grow faster, and there you have it. What the damage lens does. This lens is responsible for dealing damage.
Oh wow, that's an incredible read. Yeah, I know.
Okay, so if I switch to survival mode, you can see how much damage this laser does. About 1 to 1.5 hearts, right?
It's literally a laser. Not bad at all.
What does the regeneration lens do? Well, it gives us regeneration. If I add a sub-eval, theoretically, see how I have 0 saturation but still regen health? That's thanks to the regeneration lens. I know, once again, my brilliance shines through. The regen it gives is level 1 apparently. Not high regen, doesn't restore saturation. Same, I don't really get why. I'd rather regen saturation than health. What's up with that, right? How does the stellar refraction table work? This table here, if we look at its crafting, is quite elaborate. It needs a runette solder marvel, a runette marvel, infused woods column, various dyes, and so on. How does it function? Basically, we need a parchment and infused glass. I'll show you how to craft them. The parchment is made like this, and the infused glass is crafted this way. We need a stellar refraction table. We place the parchment and the infused glass on it. Next, we take a book and right click. But the main part of what we'll do is place different constellations so their points touch. If they don't, you can't place the constellation. Let's try. There, they touch. It's not too complex, but see, 3 points connect, and now we have an infused glass, which is 78% octane, 68% boron, and 55% vi. Place the book, and it starts enchanting with this super cool effect. Now, some important things to know. As you can see, the book now has effects similar to these constellations. Important to remember, the constellations on the left and right, the lower ones on the right, are rarer. Important question. Why don't I have them all? Because you need to unlock. That's why they're not showing. You must use the observatory to finish unlocking. How does the observatory work? This model here is incredible. So cool. They really outdid themselves with this one. How does it work? Well, you right click and there it is. As you can see, to exit crowd. When seated, you start searching for constellations. Why aren't constellations appearing? I guess because I found them all already. I'm going to use a / command, astral source, and reset RF. I've reset myself. Let's try searching now. They're not showing up because I'm being silly. They're not appearing because I'm just being dumb. Let's see, and I'll put it here. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Maybe they didn't show up because the stone was blocked. I don't really understand. Not sure, but they're showing up here. See, we can view the constellations here. Find a constellation. This would be. This one here is a constellation. How do you connect them? Well, I have no idea. Let's see. Almost, right? Let's see. Yeah, almost there. Well, truth is, I've no clue what the points look like, so I won't get it right. In the end, everything has its own complexity, like this and that. Anyway, as you see, I've found a constellation. One night, the unluckiest guy ever. Look, here's another. He's spot on. Here we have it, and basically each mantle of stars does its thing. 7 armor and 1.5 armor thickness, which is pretty overpowered. Mantle of stars doesn't boost damage when we take hits. Amara gives us immunity to 3 hits. Vicio grants us permanent elite. Evitas lets us walk on air. Vortio gives us 2 mining. Lucerna lets us see entities through blocks. Mineralis shows all blocks we're holding. With stone, we can see all nearby stones. Horologium stops time in an area when we're hit. Octants gives breathing speed and underwater mining. Bootes summons energy minions that attack for us. Fornax grants fire resistance. Pelotrio gives bane of arthropods and beheading. How do irradiant stars work? Basically, irradiant stars work like shifting stars. The difference is that shifting stars reset all our tome book levels. I don't have any now because I just reset, but I'll max out. If you were level 40 and used a shifting star, everything would reset, including level. This lets you get a new skill tree in a new branch or constellation. Irradiant stars let you switch to a new constellation without losing experience level. For example, this is for Evitas, this for Amara as labeled, this for Lucidia, for Evorcio, And lastly, for Vicky, how does it work? Ever shifting mount. These uses here. See if I can explain. Time and Karen would use liquid as fuel, if I recall correctly.
Use liquid as fuel, okay?
If I add liquid now, there it is. It transforms this liquid into fuel. We'll add. As you see now, it'll use the.
Well, it won't use the fuel because it has no way to use it, okay?
But that one is used. How can we tell it how to use the liquid? Basically, there are two ways we can tell it how to use the liquid. Okay? It's through the through the necromantic prime. It extracts liquids, okay? If we put the necromantic prime near the containment caris, like I've done here, okay? What we'll have here now is water. As you can see, I have water here because there was water below, and I extracted it. Well, that's what the necromantic prime will be doing. But the physical prime, on the other hand, is going to be in charge of, well, attacking mobs and making a hole, okay?
So we're going to put all the power out there, alright?
I've placed the physical prime, okay? And now it's going to make a huge hole. Going to grab a sphere. Now, this one's not making more hole because it's reached the end of the mob. That's why it's not making more hole. This orb, sorry, what it does is attract mob.
Another important thing to make. I think I made a mistake, okay?
The physical prime attracts mob. Petromantic prime makes the hole, okay?
I think I got confused. Let's see the petromantic. Yeah, I think I messed up. Sorry about that. Hey, wait, I just had a lag spike. Look, there you have the petromantic. What this guy does is mess things up like he just did to me. Okay? He makes this hole and he's happy as can be, you know?
So, how does the necromantic prime work? You grab the necromantic prime, bam, put it here and place it on an ever-shifting mountain atop a structure with a containment chalice. For this to work, the containment chalice must be charged with liquid starlight. Got it? The device, as you see, shoots a laser downward. I think this laser isn't destructive. It extracts liquid. In this case, we're lucky there's water right here, so it extracts the liquids, okay? Important question, where does it extract to? Well, look, it just emitted a particle. It takes them, for example, here, see? To nearby containment chalices, all right? So I start filling this with containment chalice. Look, one just arrived, see? It's emitting particles, so it's working. Why create water? Well, for now, no reason I assume in the future they'll improve the structure or expand the mod. So getting water will make sense, because using all these resources to get water or lava seems like the dumbest thing ever, right? How does physilytic prime work? It requires the ever-shifting mountain and a containment talent, all with the structure already included in the ever-shifting mountain. You need to add liquid, and the cube at the top grows larger, which is somewhat equivalent to the total energy present. I'm getting excited, I know. This sphere attracts all mobs. If I spawn a zombie or a peeling, it'll draw them in. See how it pulled it? There it is. That's what this machine does. Finally, what does the petromantic prime do? The petromantic prime, along with the lever shifting mountain base and a containment chalice on top, with this liquid I just mixed, as it's loading, as you can see, each time I click, the cube gets a bit bigger and bigger. So what we do is place the petromantic prime underneath, and it's going to emit a laser that will eliminate everything in its path. I'll check if it also removes liquids, which would be interesting. It's charging now, emitting particle. Removes liquids too, like liquid prime. Wait, that's not its name, is it? Liquid starlight, sorry. Now it emits the laser. It doesn't break liquids, but all this hole you see here, or rather, the entire hole that's being generated, this area breaking automatically, this is the laser's work. It's caused by the liquid, which turns water into ice on contact and breaks it automatically. But just one laser beam is enough to make the hole, okay?